Hello and welcome to episode 33 of Unemployed to Unstoppable in what is the biggest episode of the series so far. We could be promoted today, we could be made champions, and we could also get to an FA Cup final. So a lot to unpack. I'll get us through the previous results, I'll update you on transfers, and then we'll get into the matches, so stay tuned. Welcome back. So as always, we will run through the fixtures since you were last with us. Obviously, in the last episode, we beat Oxford United and Stoke, 2-3-2 games. One with a last-minute winner, and one where we came from behind to win in the FA Cup fourth round. We followed that with a away win at Blackpool, 2-1. Kevin Zeffie and Michael Ola-Kegby getting the goals in what incidentally might have been Ola-Kegby's last game for the club. We then followed up with a home win against Middlesbrough, strong 3-1 performance. Kevin Zeffie getting 2 goals and Ruprecht getting 1. Again, Stoke away, we got a 2-1 victory. Billy Mitchell and Lee Rogers. Lee Rogers, who accidentally came in the top 51, the kids list, which was fantastic to see. I know he's not our player, but it's good to see someone from your squad in that list. We then slipped up to a really surprising 1-1 draw with Derby, who were languishing quite low in the table. And again, we just didn't really turn up to that. Will Alves with a rare goal in a rare start for him. Sheffield Wednesday, we beat 2-0. Rogers getting 2 goals. Fairly straightforward match. Then away at Ipswich, we got a 4-1 victory. Really starting to turn up the goals again. Kerr Smith with 1, Billy Mitchell, and then Alves with 2. Preston, we beat 3-0 away. Alfie Devine with a penalty and another goal before Lee Rogers added a final one to make it a convincing victory. And then perhaps the most surprising result since you were last with us is the FA Cup 5th round. We absolutely hammered Newcastle 4-1, and it could have been a lot more than that. Adjai with a goal in the first minute. I was expecting some pressure to come back from Newcastle after that, but Alfie Devine made it 2-0. We then went 3-0 up with an own goal. They did get one back through Jimmy J. Morgan, and then Kerr Smith made it completely out of sight at 4-1, which was absolutely remarkable and put us into a round that I didn't think we were going to get into. Not sure if that's what took the legs out of us, but on the Saturday we then lost to Birmingham at home 2-0. Rare for us not to get a goal, and it did upset what was a large unbeaten run. Again, another surprising result that came there. We followed up, we got back on the winning ways with a home win against Blackburn, 4-2. Kate Gordon, Will Alves, Mohamed Adjai starting to get some more goals, and Lee Rogers. We then, in the FA Cup quarter-final, we somehow managed to get Bristol Rovers. We played them away, and weirdly, we went a goal down early on. Managed to get back to 1-1. We then went 2-1 down, and I thought this was just going to be typical. You beat Newcastle and then Bristol Rovers knock you out of the cup. But we came back again. Kerr Smith equalised, and then Adjai got 2 goals to make it 4-2, which put us into the FA Cup semi-finals, which is outstanding, really, for a season where we thought we were just going to scrape to the playoffs. We then beat Norwich 2-0. Mohamed Adjai getting another 2 goals, so he's really starting to develop really well in what might be him coming towards being our starting striker. And when we do go up to the Premier League, I'm going to say when, because I think it's definitely going to happen now. And then QPR away 2-1, Lee Rogers and Isaac Hansen-Aaron. Hansen-Aaron, incidentally, not getting so many starts in the middle of the park at the minute. He's been playing out on the left in a kind of wide playmaker role, which has been working quite well for us. And then bizarrely, in the last game we had before I come back to you, we got a 4-4 draw with Sunderland, who were third in the league. And incidentally, if we'd have won this game, we would have been promoted to the Premier League. A point's not quite enough. As you can see, 6 league games left, which is 18 points. Sunderland in the table are now 17 points behind us. So any result in the first match I'm going to show you, which will be a home game against Wolves, and we will be promoted to the Premier League. The other one match I want to try and get, and this might be a triple match episode, will be a home game at Wolves to hopefully get promoted. And then we might show the away game at Leicester, depending on how they do in them 2 matches, because that could be a winner takes all in terms of winning the league, which again will be a trophy, it'll be fantastic. And then I want to squeeze in the FA Cup semi-final against Arsenal as well, because I think that just a fantastic match. Again, I'm not expecting us to get any kind of result from it, but it's been the biggest game of the series so far in terms of prestige of a trophy, so why not show the game? So I'll get into that in a minute. The last thing I need to take you through really is transfers, a bit of good news and a bit of bad news within this. First is the bad news, and that is Michael Ola-Kegby has gone to Celtic for 15 million. They met his release clause. There was nothing. I tried offering him a contract and everything. I couldn't do it. He wouldn't stay. So he's gone to Celtic, which has meant Ruprecht had to play a lot more games on the right-hand side, which isn't necessarily bad because we've still been getting the results, but I wanted to keep Ola Kigbe as we moved up to the Premier League. The other bit in terms of transfers is we have started to try and look at recruiting some players. So Mihai Codreanu, a striker, 18 years old with a lot of potential. I've just kind of picked him up, 3.1 million. He came in through the scouting system. I thought we'd take a punt on him. It's quite cheap, and he might well develop into a player as we move into the Premier League. I then took a number of players in on loan as the Premier League clubs released some. So you've got Tanjay Wright, we've offered a contract to as a high promising goalkeeper. Jake Evans, a centre back with a lot of potential. Paul O'Keefe, defence left winger. And Colin Richardson, we tried for, but he didn't want to come. We then got two other young European players I've took a punt on. Antonio Sahic, he came through the scouting system on a free transfer. I'm not sure if we're going to get a work permit for him, but again, he comes with a lot of potential. He's got some good stats from the word go. So as a young player hanging around the squad, especially if we do manage to get up a league, it'd be brilliant to have some kind of player we can develop and either sell for a profit or integrate him into the squad. And then finally, Valentin Vancharov, who even I don't know too much about. As you can see, his stats aren't all on math. What's happened is one of our players was in the Next Gen Top 50 youth products list, which was Rogers, who's on loan for Liverpool. I had a look at the other 50 who were in there and saw that Valentin Vancharov was playing for Botev Plovdiv. He's on a very little amount of wages, £875 a week. So I thought, why not chuck in an offer for him? Because absolute worst case, we get a player who develops and then he leaves. But at 18-year-old, already with a cap for Bulgaria, we could be getting a right good player in there. So again, we're waiting on a work permit. We'll see if he comes in. It puts us in good stead for the Premier League. We're fleshing out the youth squad a little bit because our own youth intake was pretty poor. But all that being said, that is us pretty much done in terms of updates. I will get through to the first game when hopefully we can secure promotion to the Premier League and all have a big celebration. So stay tuned. Welcome back, and you'll notice a lot of players aren't in great condition. The squad's been getting smaller since some of the players we didn't want to sell have moved on. It has been causing us a bit of problem in terms of fitness. Certainly when a lot of games are closer together. But starting lineup for today, we've got Anson in goals, who's developed into a Premier League standard goalkeeper. Back four of Langelo, Nalo, Smith and McNamara. McNamara coming in to give a little bit of a rest to Shahar at right back. We've got Mitchell and Rogers in the middle of the park with Devine just in front. Devine has been absolutely magnificent. I would probably put him down as signing of the season for us at the minute. And then Ruprecht, Adjai and Hansen Aaron doing the front three. So fairly strong team. Against Wolves, I think we've got a chance of winning it. A draw, I think, might well be enough. It depends on results in other games. I'd like us to win to keep pressure on winning the league because I want to go up as champions if possible. But ultimately, securing promotion is first and foremost on the list. And that kind of promotion doubleheader against Leicester, that's going to be the one that determines whether we win the league or not ultimately. Unfortunately, two minutes into the game, we've gone a goal down to Wolves. Kalajdzic getting the goal. A slow start to us, really. McNamara coming in at right back, being beat for pace. Cross comes in. You'd think we'd have enough players around there. Anson's a big, tall goalkeeper. You'd expect him to come and claim it. But we've gone a goal down, which isn't the start we were expecting. Hopefully, we can get back into this game. If not, if it starts to get away from us, I will rotate players to try and build a little bit of fitness as we go 2-0 down in 5 minutes, and this is an absolute shock on the cards here. I've not seen anything like this for a while. We've been on absolutely rip-roaring form. We've been scoring lots of goals. Nobody's been able to get close to us, and a deflection past Aaron there puts us 2-0 down with 5 minutes. The fortunate thing, I suppose, is that there's a long time before the end of the game, so we can get back into it. But I mean, not even had a chance yet. I think we'll probably go a bit more positive. We generally play positive, but we slipped to balanced. A few games ago, probably when we were playing Newcastle, we've carried on with it and it's been working for us. But I think we're going to have to make some kind of positive change to try and get back into this game, as we go 3-0 down on 16 minutes, and I don't know if there's even much I can do to explain this. I mean, we've been so strong all season. Wolves aren't a team that I would have thought would be able to do this to us. I'm just having a look to see where. I mean, Smith's tired, but he wouldn't normally play that bad. Hansen Aaron is playing a little bit out of position, but again, you'd expect us to be competing. As Rodgers puts the ball in, we do get a goal back from Adjai on the 26th minute to make it 3-1. But I mean, 3-0 down is a big gap to try and claw back. Rodgers getting the ball from the throw-in, delivering it to the back post. Hansen Aaron wasn't able to win it, but when the ball's come back out to Adjai, he's a big, strong lad. He's big, tall, and he's got his head on it to get himself a goal. Devine now with a free kick, trying to get another one in there, hopefully before half-time. Ball goes back to their goalkeeper. Lungelo keeps it alive, and we'll look to push the ball forward with Nalo into Mitchell. Hansen Aaron plays it to Adjai, and he had a chance to make it too, but the keeper spread himself well there to stop us getting right back in the game as Lungelo will sling in a corner. Smith tries to get on the end of it, but he's not quite there. Smith's been commanding from headers all season, so we'll get another go. Lungelo puts it in. It's been initially cleared, and the highlight is over. Another corner from the other side. Ruprecht puts it in. Smith with the header there again, but it's into Safanov's hands. So we're starting to threaten a little bit now. Wolves will start to get nervy, I think, if we get another goal. Certainly the next goal is going to be the key one. If we go 4-1 down, I think it'll all be over. If we get to 3-2 with a full 45 minutes, we're on for a rip-roaring end to the game. Hansen Aaron into Devine. Into Rodgers, he's hit the post, and McNamara keeps it alive, but we can't keep the highlight going. Another one before half-time would be good. I think we need to just get a little bit of encouragement out there. Try and make up for the tired legs. I mean, Devine for Alves is probably a change we're going to have to make. I'd like to get a little bit of time out of Devine, but we'll make the change because we need Devine. Certainly, I can't risk an injury before the FA Cup semi-final, but Alves hasn't been too bad either. We've been good in possession. We just need to make more chances. It's not the first team makeup we would normally have, but it certainly should be good enough to compete. As Nalo gets the ball at the back into Mitchell. He plays it through to Adjai, breaks through the back fire, and that's a gaping miss. He's a little bit guilty of that, Adjai. He does score some goals. I think he's about 16 for the season, but he's always got that little bit of missed chances in him. Lungelo with another throw then. Nalo playing his part at the back. As we go down the left-hand side with Zephy, who's just come on. He plays it right over to the other side to Ruprecht. Into Rodgers. Slips it back to Alves, who came on as a substitute. And we've got back to 3-2 with 30 minutes to go. Can we do it? Dare we dream? This Millwall team has got a lot of resilience and it's got a lot of goals in it. Rodgers again feeding the ball across. Alves with a good strong finish. And we've given Wolves something to think about with a good 30 minutes to go. They've got a corner now. It was a ricocheting around. It looks like we're giving away a penalty though. Just as you get back in the game, 4-2 down. And again, you think it might start to get to be a bit of a stretch too far. I mean, I've got no centre mids to bring on in the middle of the park to rest legs now. Smith with the ball at the back to Rodgers. Going to have to dig deep. Ruprecht's giving the ball away. I mean, Mitchell for Dean Atkinson. I mean, we've got a defender playing in midfield now, which isn't ideal. Oh, and a Kev Smith with a header that's come off the bar twice. 20 minutes to go. It looked like we could have got back in the game again. Lengenga puts in the corner, but we can't get on the end of it. It's been a game of chances. Certainly, look at the XG. I mean, it's not a 4-2 game. I think we've been unfortunate. These days happen. I think we've had the bulk of the highlights. As Rodgers goes down the right again to Ruprecht. In it goes to Zephy, and we've missed another one. We seem to be missing all our chances in the same match at the minute. Lungelo not playing a great game, but now this is bad news. A thigh injury for Lee Rodgers. So I think we've even got a substitute left. I think it's going to say I'm not allowed one. Yeah. We'll have to drop Alves back into the middle, which takes a bit of the threat out from the top end of the park. We're down to 10 men for the last 5 minutes. The game's gone anyway. The worrying thing is the injury to Rodgers. We've got quite a small squad because of who we've let go, anticipating going up to the Premier League. Is that going to come back to bite us in terms of our title ambitions? I'm hoping it's not too bad of an injury. We were on time. I mean, we should have won that game. In terms of league table then, Leicester still 3 points behind, so if they messed up, they got beat by Preston. I'm not sure what Sunderland have done. If they've won, then we're not going up. They drew, so I think that means we've gone up bizarrely. So we've got promotion to the Premier League. Fantastic. Not the result we wanted. It was still a good game. It was a game of many chances that we've not capitalised on. Rodgers' injury, 2 to 4 weeks. That's going to rule him out of the FA Cup, which is devastating. I'll click through, get us ready for the next game, which will be Leicester. It'll be Leicester if we haven't won the league by then. If they slip up again in the Bristol City game, it might be inconsequential. But I'll hopefully come back for a quick scan through the Leicester game. And if we get through that with a bit of time left, we'll get into the Arsenal FA Cup semi-final. If we're running on too long, we might delay that till the next episode. But I would prefer to get it done today. So stay tuned and we'll see what we can do. And welcome back for what could be the title decider. I mean, as it sits in the league, we're 6 points clear. There's 4 games left. We're away at Leicester, who are second. If we beat them, we win the league. If we lose, they're back to within 3 points with 3 games left. So we could still go on to win the league anyway. However, we could secure it today if we get a result. Number of injury issues today. So Cade Gordon's out, Lee Rodgers is out, and Dean Atkinson's out. So that leaves us quite short on the bench. We've promoted 2 players. So James Jenkins come up from the youth team, as has Adam Jenkins. Again, they were the highest current ability / potential of the ones that aren't away out on loan. Starting lineup for today then, we've got Anson in goals. We've got a back 4 of Timon, Nallo, Smith and McNamara. Midfield 3 of Mitchell, Anson, Aaron and Devine. And a front 3 of Ruprecht, Zeffy and Cross. So a fairly strong team. We're still looking a little bit out of condition. I did contemplate taking Cross off with Zeffy on the left and Adjai up front. I think we'll start with this and we'll see where we go. As you can see, goal scorer wise, a good spread really. Alfie Devine, Kevin Zeffy and Adjai all on 16/17. And then you've got Kerr Smith with 12 from centre half, which again is no mean feat. We'll get into the game then. Hopefully we can secure it at the first time of asking without having to go into the rest of the games. I think we've got the squad to do it. We've beat Leicester before. I think we can hopefully go into it today. We've given them a team talk ahead of the game to try and ease expectations. We're going up to the Premier League anyway. There'll be a huge rebuild in the summer. We've got an FA Cup semi-final to look forward to, but wouldn't it be great if we could just secure it now as champions and wrap that up in this episode? As Timon gives away a really dodgy back pass at the back. I've been let off the hook there. Leicester didn't capitalise on it and they perhaps should be 1-0 up already. I mean, we take it again, a draw wouldn't be a bad result. Timon with a through down left to Cross. Mitchell into Cross again. He's got some good goal scoring form, and that was right in the top corner, but it didn't quite get over the line. I think we've got enough about us to win the game. There's a reason we're top of the league after so many games, but tiring legs and the shrinking squad due to the minimum fee release clauses with Chuck Mwenka, then Ola Kigbe has left us a little bit short at the wrong time towards the end of the season. And we've got to have one eye on the FA Cup semi-final as well, which I don't think we'll get through against Arsenal, but again, you want to at least be able to put on some kind of performance and make them think twice. Corner from Leicester then, they're missing their chances. 15 minutes in, we've had our one big chance that Cross hit the post, but Leicester have had a couple really big chances now and seem to be getting on top of the action. Obviously, they're looking to get back into the title race. They don't want it to end now this close to the end of the season as Devine plays the ball to Hansen Aaron. His pass goes a little bit wayward and they get a chance to counter. I think it might be not too long before they make the breakthrough, and that is a terrible, terrible tackle from Ruprecht. I mean, and a red card to boot. So, oh my God. What can you say about that? That was a winger's challenge, wasn't it, really? Which is going to make things a little bit more difficult. Do we take Devine off? I mean, we're going to have to, really, although he's one of our better, most threatening players. We're probably going to have to take Devine off for Alves maybe to play down the right. We'll push him out to the side. We're just playing balance, not positive. So, I mean, it's damage limitation now. They've got a penalty. Hansen saved it. Not only did he save it, he caught it and kept it in his hands, which is phenomenal. I mean, it's going to be hard now to last for what's the rest of this game with tiring players. There we go. Dewsbury Hall's made them 1-0. So it's not the Hollywood finish we were looking for. Well, it's Hollywood in a different way because there was almost an assault charge from Ruprecht to give away the penalty. We saved the penalty, but unfortunately we've gone a goal down at Leicester's ground. They'll have the momentum now. We'll be missing another player on the run-in, which isn't great. But we're going to have to do something to get them last couple of points to get over the line. As Cross breaks through, he nearly got a goal. Would have put the cat amongst the pigeons if he'd got back in for that one. 30 minutes in, Leicester absolutely dominating now. It's damage limitation, but I mean it's gonna be a cricket score, I think, because they've got a really good team. They've got the highest wage budget in the Championship, and I think they can smell blood now that we're down to 10 men. We're tired. We've got the FA Cup game looking ahead of us, and the small squad's catching up with us. We've got a big rebuild in the summer. I've intentionally let the squad get a little bit small to allow a bigger wage budget to bring in the right quality of player. The transition from the Championship to the Premier League is very difficult if you don't get the right players in. But yeah, this is damaging our goal difference significantly as well. I think we're far enough ahead on goal difference. It's not going to matter too much. But I'd have preferred to get away with just a narrow defeat if that was the case. I mean, I thought we were going to be able to go on and win this game. We've been really let down by Ruprecht on that right hand side. Dare I say, Ola Kigby would have given us a different performance, but yeah, not great. And Anthony Gordon comes on for them as well, if not to rub salt in the wounds. We'll just see if we make a change and get Cross off, because he's looking shattered and he's tired. Alves skins his man down the right hand side, but again, there's no one up there with him now at this stage of the game. Zeffy can't get hold of the ball. Leicester going to create another chance in the 52nd minute. 4-0. This is going to be our biggest defeat of the season. It's I mean, it's a wake up call. I mean, this is what it feels like the Premier League's going to be. I don't want to blame it all on one player, because I think even if we had 11 men, we'd probably still be behind on the balance of play. But I'm angry with with Ruprecht, although his tackle did make me chuckle a little bit. 5-0 now. I mean, is there much point going all out defence at this stage? We're not gonna get anything out of it. All it's going to do is put the defensive line really deep. I think we just we press on and we accept our punishment here. Dewsbury Hall with a corner. Again, it's just gone over. I mean, it's unfair on Anton really, because he's a really good goalkeeper. He's playing a 7.4. He saved the penalty, but the scoreboard says 5-0, which, I mean, in terms of a blot on our managerial record, this is certainly up there. Although a rare break from a corner, Alves chuntering down the right hand side, doing well to hold on to the ball to give us a bit of relief, but he couldn't get it across into the middle. And I think they've given up trying to attack now. Hansen Aaron off for Jenkins, gives some young lad his debut. Header off the crossbar from a corner, always dangerous from them, but yeah, I mean, it's a moment in the lights for the young lad who's come on, Adam Jenkins, but not the kind of game you really want to come on in. You'd want to come in for a victory on your debut, but yeah, needs must. We've got to nurse this fitness for the Arsenal game, and if this is what Leicester are going to do with us, God forbid we pick up a red card in the Arsenal game, because a 5-0 is bad. Let's see if Arsenal can do any worse than that. So not the end we wanted to see. We wanted to win the title. We might still win the title, as you can see, with 3 points ahead. It's damaged the goal difference. but them games will be played off camera anyway, unless we've got the FA Cup final to come back for. We might make it a double header again, but if we go out to Arsenal, I don't think we'll play any more games on camera unless it does come to a one game takes all again. So stick with me, I'll get to the Arsenal game. We'll see if we can take more pain like that. We've gone from jubilance from promotion to devastation from a terrible performance. What's next around the corner? Stay tuned to find out. And here we go, the biggest day of the season's arrived, barring possibly winning the championship. It's the FA Cup semi-final at home to Arsenal. We've had a few more injuries, so Sarkic, our reserve goalkeeper, has gone out injured. Ruprecht is obviously suspended following his attempted murder in the last match. And Dean Atkinson's missing through injury as well. Lee Rogers has returned from injuries back in full training, but he should be limited to 30 minutes, so he's not fully fit. And Cade Gordon as well, he's come back and he's not ready to start either. So we're a bit fitter because we've had a longer break before this match. Leicester have won their next match, so they're now level with us on points, although we have a game in hand. But we've got to get through this and make sure we have a sufficient amount of players for the next couple matches. So starting there, we've got Anson in goals. We've got back four of Tymon, Noto, Smith and Shahar. Midfield three of Mitchell, Hansen, Aaron and Devine, and a front three of Zephy, Cross and Ajay. We've dropped to a cautious mentality. I think we have to really because it's Arsenal, and I'll tell you, we'll just cross our fingers and see what happens. Season-wise, we've been fantastic all season against the other teams in the Championship. We saw in the last match what the better teams can do in terms of Leicester's one of our main competitors. We just really need to get the rub of the green in this game against Arsenal. We'll have a quick look at their starting lineup as it comes in a second. I think like Saka should be playing. Oh, he's not. We've got Jesus, Martinelli, Saka is, Odegaard, Rice, Neves. I mean, this could be an absolute drubbing, but we'll see. We'll hope for some freak goal from the start. We nearly got one from a corner there, and that's our best chance of getting something out of this game is a set piece. We're not at home. It's a neutral ground. I know our name's on the left hand side, and for some reason superstitiously I like that, but that doesn't mean we're at home, so we've got no particular advantage. As they play around our back four, Jesus to Martinelli, and they put themselves 1-0 up after 13 minutes. I was hoping we could hold out a little bit longer to try and maybe put the pressure on as the game goes in, but I mean, the quality of player they got to us is any one of their players would probably get into our starting 11. I don't know why I said probably, they would. But again, we need to keep them nervy. We need to have a couple free kicks, set pieces, possibly scrape one back. I was hoping for penalties. But again, just getting to the semi-finals being a bit of a journey, a bit of a dream for us in the Championship, a bit of a distraction from the league. I wouldn't say the league's been straightforward, but we've been pretty dominant with the squad we've assembled. The last couple of transfer windows have been nothing short of phenomenal. We've got a large number of players who can carry us up into the Premier League and will be in the Premier League squad next season. But we've also enabled ourselves to let some players go so we can have a turnaround of players. We're starting to bolster some of the younger players coming up with the players released from other Premier League clubs. And we need to start to develop a club of youth and old that can develop, and we can bring in players as and when we go through. Is the ball goes through, Mitchell's put the ball in the back of the net. It looks like we've got VAR at this match. Or was he offside? I mean, with this, the goal's been awarded. Millwall are back in the game. We are back in the semi-final. Just after half-time, Shahar down the right-hand side plays the ball into Mitchell. Club captain slams it into the back of the net. And that will give Arsenal something to think about as the mighty Millwall drag themselves back into the game. Can we capitalise on that? I mean, Ajay's not having a great game, but we don't really have anyone to bring on as Tymon gets the throw-in down the left-hand side. Again, I think set pieces is our best way forward, but Zephy's playing well down the right-hand side. He's giving the ball away. Long ball's punted up. Smith will get to deal with it. He's just signed a new 4-year contract, which is great news for us. Hansen, Aaron, back to Smith. I mean, we're struggling to really push past their front lines as Mitchell goes down the left-hand side into Alves. Devine's got the ball and he's played it into the back of the net. A lovely pass. We've gone 2-1 up on 50 minutes. Let's just look at that again. Mitchell with the ball driving forward down the left-hand side to Alves, who's come on to relieve Cross. Devine picks up the ball. And a lovely little past finish past Trafford to put the mighty Millwall 2-1 up with 40 minutes ago. The fans can dare to dream. Don't get me wrong, I don't think we can keep out an Arsenal team for 40 minutes. But we certainly try our best as Divine drives forward. Alves again. Mitchell comes into the box. Ball broke to Divine, and that was a chance to put us 3-1 up. And it's them kind of chances to get a bit of breathing room that can maybe make you believe a little bit more. Arsenal with a throw-in in their own half down the left-hand side. Rice back to Trafford. Saliba bringing it forward. Odegaard. I mean, just look at some of the players they've got. Timon picks it up though. Hansen Aaron over the top to Adjai. He's not played much of an impact in the game. Breaks into the box, into Divine. Not sure if it looked a little bit offside. It says we've got a second there. 3-1 up on the hour mark. Hansen Aaron down the right hand side. Adjai's had a very quiet game. Picked up the ball and drove in towards the box. He cuts it across to Divine, who'd made up the ground in the middle. And that player who I've said previously might be my signing of the season, in my opinion, has put us 3-1 up in the semi-final. 25 minutes to get through. Still on that cautious mentality. Players going to really have to dig deep. Zeffy for Gordon. He says he's given everything, so we'll get him off. Gordon more natural on the right-hand side. It's gone in. Martinelli breaks the edge of the box. It's been deflected wide. Hansen throwing himself in front of the ball. Final 15 minutes. We've got a corner this time. Alves will deliver it. Can Kerr Smith get on the end of it and put this beyond doubt? Out to Noto Hansen Aaron, and it's just gone wide. That could have been the moment. Would have lifted the roof off the stadium. Martinelli with a corner then. In it goes, and Saliba has got a header and got him out. Was it offside? He's blowing his whistle. Looks like the goal's been given. Yeah, I don't see any offside in there. I don't know what he was talking about. Arsenal with another chance straight away. Saka down the right hand side. Odegaard over to Martinelli, drops to Rice. Gordon gets a chance to get it away. This time we've got to throw in down the right hand side. If he could just hold the ball in the corner for 10 minutes, that's what I'd tell him to do. Shahar to Gordon. Gordon breaks into the box. Fires it over the bar. Wasted opportunity. It's been, well, deflected, but not what we wanted. We wanted to put another little buffer of a cushion in there. 10 minutes to go. Timon will deliver it. Don't want to commit too many forward. Saliba heads it clear. And it's out for a throw. We just want that time to disappear like it's not there. Hansen Aaron looks tired. Didn't quite get to make the change. And oh no! Oh, Arsenal have got back into the game. We're starting to tire. The header from a corner. Ignacio. Oh, and that is devastating from our point of view. Another throw in down the left hand side. Rice this time deflected. Hansen Aaron catches it and gets to play the ball out. Nothing silly now. Long ball over the top. Arsenal have got the ball again. They've got the wind in their sails and they're driving forward. Saliba, Saka, Neves. Tip past the post by it when we're having to absorb some pressure now. It's another corner comes in with 5 minutes of injury time left. Jesus unmarked and they've hit the crossbar. Oh my word. I mean, I'd just take a 3-3 draw now. I'd be happy. 5 minutes of injury time is unbearable. 2 more minutes to go. 95th minute. Is it go straight to penalties? No, it's extra time. Oh. So close. So close. We're going to extra time. Oh. I've upset the players as well with the team talk. Everybody is shattered. How are we going to get through an extra 30 minutes against Arsenal? They've got to throw in down the left hand side. I think if they get one now, it's curtains. In it goes. Please be offside. It looked offside to me initially. Please disallow it. It's been awarded. Arsenal have got their noses in front in injury time. 4-3 down. I mean, you can't argue that they haven't deserved some goals, but to come so close to an upset on that kind of scale is really a little bit disheartening. The extra time is going to damage our title push. It's been a great day out for the fans, for the Millwall fans. Zinchenko will get a sending off here. Let's go attacking if he's getting sent off. Divine off for Jenkins. I mean, he's shattered. Arsenal get another chance. It's been cleared. Mitchell with a chance to break. Can we get men over? Shahar up. There's no one with him. Adjai to Shahar. Got to find some way to break through. Arsenal have got the ball back. They're going to go up the other end while we've been countering. In it goes. Oh, and Krupi scores. Are we going to be saved by VAR? It's been disallowed. We've got 3 more minutes to try and get back in a game. I don't think there's going to be any more chances. 2 minutes of injury time. Arsenal with a free kick. Unless this breaks and we run up the other end, it's all over. Nusa will deliver it into Nico. He's held up the ball well. Back to How Neves, and Arsenal have finally undone us. What a roller coaster of a game that's been. And I suppose the promising thing is, in terms of competing, we have competed with Arsenal for beyond 90 minutes, so it bodes well for next season if we bring in the right players. But yeah, we've missed out on what could have been an FA Cup final. So, great effort, great for the players, and unfortunately the dream is over. So once again, thanks for watching. I mean, hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. Some great games in there. We're promoted to the Premier League. We're in a good position to try and win the league. We've had a fantastic FA Cup run, and we've pushed Arsenal to absolute limits. It all bodes well for next season. So once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the bell so you can catch up with the next transfer window. And until I see you again, take care and enjoy.